Love, respect, and salutes to all the beautiful new people that have entered the Black Zeus comedy sphere. Does she cook in lingerie?
No, but at
I'm
the start
reaching
of the
now.
video, she twerks.
Now stay woke. This weekend, it's the new Donald Glover Big Mac.
I know you're not happy every single day.
I want you to know about the business that took you from eating oodles and noodles.
Milestone alert.
Is it a show number?
Job is comedy.
Okay, we're in Canada.
Doesn't matter.
Yo, trust me, I'm on your side. He's like, I built up all these hundreds of thousands of followers. None of them will buy tickets to my... Millions? Are we just gonna talk about Diddy and Jay-Z, or what about the white dudes that gave them their position? What's more important, explore all of the country you live in, or explore and travel the world? Flowers for Anthony Jeselnik for actually having some balls and being at his status and saying what he's saying.
But I think people have made so much money from podcasting that it's made stand-up comedy as an art form worse. Without question, if your success is making money, you're doing just as well. But if it's about making the art of stand-up comedy great, it's suffering. It's gotten bad.
Hey yo, it's Black Zeus the podcast season 5. Welcome to the show where we talk about life, talk about the come up and sometimes we fight. But in the end it ain't a thing cause we ain't trying to be right. We just old new niggas with another podcast.
It's season 5, episode 47. I'm in the basement with my brother, and it feels like we in heaven, cause we at a comedy club where we telling jokes tonight. That sounded mad gay, but it's okay. We'll get through it. Just shut the up, nigga. Why? You ruined it. You ruined it. It was good until you laughed.
Podcast season 5.
Then it felt gay. What's going on, beautiful people? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Black Zeus the podcast, season 5, episode 47. I almost said 46, but that's old news. 3 episodes to go, and it's the end of season 5. It's creeping up. I really last week is actually when I noticed. I'm like, oh shit, we're actually at the end of the season. 46. We only do 50 of these. It's gonna spill into the new year for sure, because I think episode 50 I think is either week 1 or week 2 of January. And then it's off to a new season, new visuals, new energy, new year. New year, same us, but just a bigger scale. How about that? I'm not trying to be a different nigga. I figured my life out. How about you?
I figured my life out.
Yeah, I mean, we figured it out. But in the process of figuring it out, you have figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously none of the traditional walk-in in the studio stuff. We are on location at Yuk Yuk's in London, Ontario. And as this channel continues to build up, we're trying to bring you to these spaces, bring you into the clubs, bring you into the green rooms. Obviously there's interviews with comics and all that good-ish. New episode of Black Zeus the Show dropped this week on the channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, do so now. Love, respect, and salutes to all the beautiful new people that have entered the Black Zeus comedy sphere. Welcome, love y'all, and salutes to the OG beautiful people that have already been here, been supporting us. Now we're at the point where we're on stages and we got some merch and we're making a little bit of money and we're making a lot of noise. That's the important part. The realest comedy channel on YouTube or the internet, period, bitch. The only channel that's built by comedians for real comedy fans. We ain't out here talking about the same 6 doofuses every week, except this week, there is a Joe Rogan news story that we will talk about. At least we're not hypocrites, all right? Why am I yelling? I actually just got that. I'm like, why am I yelling? I mean, normally we'd take a minute to bring Dante into the mix, but we're both on screen at the same time at this point. So, you know, Dante's in the studio. Cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya.
Do I even want to ask?
Cooking with Kaya.
Yo, I'm so old, nigga. The only reason I know about memes is because this part of the show every week. Every week you bring some new shit. I'm like, what's that?
Cooking with Kaya.
Does that come out from under a rock? I'm guessing this is a meme, yeah?
There's a war going on.
The way you said that pisses me off. What do you mean there's a war going on?
Okay, so there's this chick on the internet.
Kaya, I'm
Her
assuming.
name's Kaya.
All right. She a hoe?
She cooks.
Sorry, Kaya. It's the internet, and it's this day and age.
Yeah.
If you're talking about a female on the internet, chances are she's hoeing. But
So here's the funny thing.
does she cook in lingerie?
No, but at
I'm
the start
reaching
of
now.
the video, she twerks. So
I said what I said.
I stand with her.
I stand.
But so she starts all her videos like she has the dish and she's
Yeah.
like cooking with Kaya, right?
Is she attractive?
She's pretty attractive, black woman.
She twerks. I'm assuming she has a big ass.
Anyways, so all these black women are mad that guys are watching this video because this chick cooks food, and then in Kaya's video, she's like, "So this is I'm gonna take your man with this meal." So like all the black women hate Kaya.
Oh my goodness.
It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna look directly into the camera and say this. And I am a melanated man saying this. Notice how I didn't say black, because you guys need to get over this horse shit, nigga. If you got melanin in your skin, you all won. And on top of that, at this point, if you can't tell that the word culture, like think about how you feel about the word woke at this point. Remember how when the word woke first became a thing? And it's like you wanted to be woke at the beginning, like right at the beginning.
You want to be woke because it was niggas that was woke.
Correct.
Stay woke, my
Correct. Correct. And then it became commercial.
Yeah.
And then it became a thing that fucking is in every song, every movie, everything.
Yeah.
And commercials now is jingles and shit like, now stay woke. This weekend, it's the new Donald Glover Big Mac. It's like, nigga, the word culture at this point just, bruh, it's done. It's done for. If you're trying to be a part of the culture, nigga, you're already 10 years too late. Understand, especially as melanated people, bruh, we've been the culture. They're just marketing it now and trying to be like, this is the culture. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Look in the mirror and understand you are the culture without saying that shit. Anybody out here saying, this is the culture. I was going to say some really aggressive shit, but just walk away.
Why are you yelling?
Yeah, why am I yelling? I have a grenade. Where'd you get that? The trident and shit? Do you remember Anchorman?
No.
Loud noises. That's straight up from Anchorman. Yo, these chairs suck.
I know.
Yeah, I actually asked the manager about them. Like, are these new chairs? Because I do not remember these.
No, these are the same chairs from last time.
Yeah, she's like, no, they're the same. I know. Yeah, bro, that culture shit is whack. It's just pure commercial at this point. It doesn't really hold any weight anymore. And if you're really, anybody out here trying, this is what I said about Schultz last week. Like, this dude is trying so hard to be part of the culture. That's how you know everything he says is whack. That's how you know the guy's actually, like, I'm not saying he's not funny, but in terms of like his messaging and all that stuff. And this isn't me saying I'm Team Kendrick either. Because that nigga's like, it's all distractions. I've said this every week, I think, for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you have depression? Do you have anxiety? Do you have any of the things that...
That needs to be...
Do you have depression? And if you said no, nigga, I know you're lying, bro. I know you're lying, because most of y'all ain't doing the work. You know how I know? Because you're online talking about horse shit.
This guy unironically turning into Joe Budden. I know you're not happy every single day.
I want you to know why you eat, why with this business. I want you to know about the business that took you from eating oodles and noodles. I want you to know what a 360 deal is. To be fair though, I am that nigga, unfortunately. Joe, put me on the podcast, nigga, and watch me call you mainstream to your face. I'm gaining a lot of confidence off of 1,000 subscribers, and it's not healthy. Yeah, Joe Budden, ya bitch. Yeah, every other comedy page on YouTube, ya bitch. You ain't talking about shit. What was I talking about before I lost my mind on a tirade?
Culture.
And another thing. What do you think about the word culture? Do you feel the same way, or do you actually like? Do you disagree?
Well, I look at it as because different places have different culture.
Okay.
Right. So to them, it means something different. But here, the word itself is commercialized.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But you can go to like somewhere.
You're Carib, I'm Ethiopian.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go back to our countries and they'll be like, this is Ethiopian culture, brother. It's like, no, this is just.
They would. In Jamaica's a lot closer to Japan than you would think.
Jamaica's still got a lot of colonized mindset, though, no?
Very. That's why.
That's
right. Jamaica would be like, oh, you were born here, but you don't live here. You're not Jamaican.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I heard the complete opposite.
What?
Like, isn't Jamaica the melting pot where if we're all one Jamaican?
Yeah.
Like they
say
got
that.
white people, Chinese people, and all this shit. That
No, they're
that white dude that you know the white guy. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know. But Jamaica is like under one people, united under God or some shit.
Oh God, who's God though? The colonized one?
I forget what it's called.
I just gotta do one of these, brother.
It's one people, one something.
One Jamaica.
Out of many, one people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then if you don't grow up in Jamaica, they're like, you're not Jamaican like I'm Jamaican.
You're Jamaican.
You're Jamaican. Oh yeah, but my parents. Like, no,
Can you write down Jamaican? That might be the episode title.
I don't like that term.
Oh, bruh. What the hell was I talking about?
You're asking me about culture.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, bro, it's obvious. I don't think we are fortune tellers when we're saying like the tide is shifting. It just blows my mind how a lot of people are seeing the vibe shift, bro. We're getting out of this. We're not all the way there yet. I mean, the commercial side of the game still really runs most things. Mm-hmm. But people are looking for more authentic stuff, whether they recognize it yet or not. But a lot more people are starting to recognize that they are looking for more real stuff. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. That's what we're trying to do. So let's get into the nitty gritty of this podcast. Before we do that, actually, let me promote some shows. I got, I'll be in Toronto downtown on December 15th. And then I will be Niagara Yuk Yuks this weekend as of the recording and release of this podcast. So that's the 20th, the weekend of the 20th.
Of December?
Yeah, of December.
I have a show to promote.
Hey.
January?
Hey.
27th, I think.
Where at?
Let me look it up.
Damn, we can't both suck at promoting shows.
Hey, this is my first show. Let me allow it.
All right, you gotta. All right,
You have 2 seasons of promoting.
And I still suck. So I'm looking out for you, brother.
I know.
When I started hearing things like, I don't know if that's right. I'm like, oh no, that's me. That's
January 27th, 8 p.m., Hendry's Barbershop, 661 Barton Street East. Pull up.
Hey, the boys promoting comedy shows in Toronto, yeah?
No, but I said Barton Street. That's H-Town.
Oh, in Hamilton. Did you say that, though?
Hamilton.
Yeah, say that, nigga. People
I'm learning.
Yo, I also suck. So I just want you to be better than me.
No, but that's how you get better. You teach people.
And we're black, so it's going to be aggressive. No, nigga!
No, nigga. It's Hamilton, nigga.
So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I already got shows booked for the new year, but I'll start promoting that in the ramp up. We are going to be switching some of the visuals and some of the vibes for the new season of the podcast. I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. But again, if you haven't yet, go check out Black Zeus, the show. We have finally launched the other missing piece to the channel. We've had the podcast, and week to week, we break down what we're up to in the world of comedy. We talk comedy news and all this other stuff. But now we have the actual proper visual companion to us on the road. You can see episode 2 up right now. Episode 2B just dropped on YouTube, but you can get the full episodes when they drop the first Monday of every month on Patreon. Go support our Patreon if you're actually a comedy fan and you have the means to. Just help us get to new places and show you what it's like to be an actual comedian on the come up in the most authentic way possible. Joke World. I can't stand that dude. Can you tell? Anyways, let's get into a weekly segment we do here, podcast. Comedy recap. Every week, Dante and I break down what we've been up to in the world of comedy, like I just said. And I mean, I've already talked enough right now, so maybe I'll throw it to you.
Sure.
You had any shows this week?
Yeah. Milestone alert.
Oh, show 75.
No.
Show, is it a show number?
3 sets in one night.
In a night!
Yes.
Yo, post-COVID, that's harder to, in this area.
Yeah.
Like in Canada, it's harder to do. There used to be nights where we could get like 5 if you're crazy. I remember like, I think JJ one time hit like 7 in a night.
That's crazy.
So yeah, where were the shows?
I did one show. This was all on Thursday. So I hit up Moody's
Okay.
and I did 2 sets at CFTA.
So you did the early show, went to Moody's, and then came back for the late show?
No, I went to Moody's, got there late at the early show.
Okay, so went at the tail end of the early show at CFTA.
Yeah.
What was your strongest set? Was it the third one?
Well, the third one, I was looser and it was a less...
Hey, yo. I'm off the show.
The third one, it was less formal, even though it's an open mic.
Okay.
But it was just like, just go up.
Yeah.
So I was trying new stuff.
Okay.
And some new stuff that like I had just thought of. So
Yeah.
I'm like, might as well try it here. So those ones went well. I would say the weakest one was probably Moody's because there just wasn't that much audience. Even though the people that were there, they were comics.
Yeah.
But it was comics that hadn't seen the new stuff that I was doing. Whereas when I go to CFTA, most of them have already seen it.
Yeah.
Right? But they actually, at Moody's, they actually really liked the jokes that I was telling. So they were laughing.
Okay.
But just, I don't know, I feel like, I will say this though. I hit a zinger at Moody's.
I hit a zinger.
Yeah.
I know you, so you're not going to say the joke.
I could say this one because it wasn't a joke.
Oh, it was like a riff?
Yeah.
Did you film it?
Yeah.
You should post it, and then that way, we'll put it at
I
the
can
beginning of
post
this episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'll say it because I was trying this new joke.
Okay.
So I won't say the joke, but it's about.
Yeah, I love how defensive you are. I'm the same way, but I feel like you take it to such an extreme.
No spoilers.
I mean, yo, in this day and age on the internet, bro, you do not like.
Yeah.
People will just steal and you'll never even know.
Yeah, and I know.
Yeah.
But so this new joke that I was talking about is about how Japanese people rent old guys.
Oh yeah, the family. You can rent a family and all this stuff.
No, it's just like an old guy, at least for the joke,
Okay.
right? So then I go into that and black people this, then all that stuff. And then the whole after, so I'm like, all right, that's my set. White dude comes up, the host.
Oh no.
He's like, I hate to admit this as a white guy, but I wish that I could rent a black guy.
Oh.
So I could make him let me say the N-word. And then you just hear me, like my camera's still recording. I'm like, make him let you is crazy. And then everyone in the crowd just starts laughing like crazy. And he's like scrambling, he's like, I'll pay him.
Are you willing to say who the comic was?
You know who you are. It was Eric.
You know who you are, Eric. Want to own black people, Eric.
Yeah. And then he starts to like try and justify. I'll show you the clip.
Yeah.
Because it's fucked up. Because he's like, yeah, like renting a black guy is like renting a sick car.
Oh no, he was a downward spiral. Like
Yeah, he
you
was
caught him.
crumbling.
Yeah, he was falling apart.
And then he tried to come up to me afterwards like, yo, that joke you're doing is sick.
trying to dap you up. And keep up that good work, bro. Yo, you're a killer, bro.
Yeah,
you're
he's
a
like,
killer,
yeah,
bro. Please don't.
And then you should add this to the joke and da-da-da-da.
Please don't tell the CBC
And
what
then
I
I pulled
said.
up Kanye in my mind. I'm like, why would I take advice from you?
I like Lady Gaga. What the f does she know about cameras? As long as you can promote the product, as long as you can relate the product, you can promote the product or something like this.
Yeah,
Damn, that's one of my favorite Kanye sound bites. I like Lady Gaga. I like some of Lady Gaga's songs. What the f does she know about cameras? Like guttural just.
My favorite one is, shut the fuck up before you get exiled.
Shut the fuck up before you get exiled. Yo, what was this, Snickers bar or something? Do you remember?
No.
The Twixes. He was talking about the size of chocolate bars or whatever.
Oh, shrinkflation.
Damn, I forget the line.
I don't know the clip for that one.
Saudi Kanye has so many banger memes.
Saudi Kanye?
Saudi
Is that a
Kanye.
page?
When he was out there.
Oh.
When he was making that Vultures album or whatever.
Okay.
That's where that, yeah, he's sitting in the room with all these people.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up before you get exiled. Apparently he's in Japan working on music right now.
Okay, sick.
So that should be dope because Japan Kanye vibes are always some of the best.
Yeah. Like Shakira, apparently.
Yeah. Let's see. What did I do comedy wise? I mean, I guess I'll just talk about here, like last night.
Yep.
Last night was work. Like this room seats about 200, and there was about 28 people here, which for winter is weird, yo. Like winter is when the clubs are full. But again, like I don't know if it's a sign of the economy or what, or if there was other stuff happening in town. The only
London.
Well, there was stuff happening though. I talked to someone and she was like, "Yeah, there's something like a concert or something."
Oh.
But the only issue, like, bro, one of the most important things I think, if you run a comedy club or if you're like producing shows or anything like this, like your layout matters so much. It's funny because I was talking to the same girl about this, like just describing how the little nuances of a club can dictate literally how good the show is, how high the ceilings are, how wide the room is, like how intimate the space feels, the lighting, the seating, like all that plays, and how the people are sat. If you don't have a lot of people, like if we had taken everybody that was here tonight and just lined them right up straight here in front, we would have had like rows.
Yeah.
You know?
But they're like spread out.
It was like a thin line of people. It was like the Great Wall of China. Not in the back, but like in the middle here, like maybe 3-4 rows out here.
Yeah.
And it was just straight across.
That's so funny.
And then like a couple like scattered up to the front. And then a couple like, you know, it was like yo, that I think is probably the most crucial aspect of a show.
Seating people.
Seating, bro.
Yeah.
And you have to like I don't know. Like you have to have an eye for that.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there's not like a person that just seats everybody.
There is, but again, if you don't know, no, but bro, you're talking. It's a job. You know,
I know, but the
like,
job is comedy.
Okay, we're in Canada.
Doesn't matter.
Yo, trust me, I'm on your side, but at the same time, you kind of have to be a realist.
Dog,
like, there's not enough people out here that really understand. Do you like that? You really have to be a comic to get what I just described.
No, look, I get that. Like, as a comic, you understand that seating is important.
Like
but
the little minutia and stuff.
I know, but if you're somebody that works at a comedy
club, you're seeing
club,
this week to week.
You should know this as well.
Yes,
you
right.
should be like, oh,
you're right.
We know that people have a better time if they're sat better.
You're right.
You should
It's
know
just,
this.
I don't know, man. Once you know what me up is America, man. Just like
spoiled out there.
How seriously they take comedy.
Yes.
Like the staff from front of the house to back knows the business.
Yeah.
But this is why I'm saying, and it's not necessarily an excuse, but it's to help understand what the fuck is taking place. In Canada, we do not have the infrastructure. People do not know. Like, to be a big franchise and chain like this, like, it's like Subway sends out the manual to everybody, but then you go to 3 different Subways and they all give you a different experience.
I think Subway gives me equally.
The food is shit everywhere you go, but the people, they're each. Some people care more than others.
Yeah.
Some people know more than others.
Some
like
people, like Tim Hortons,
some people are living miserable lives,
way.
and that's why I said earlier, like, this is a job to some people.
Yeah, but why doesn't the job include seating somebody? That's my only.
Because people don't care, bro. Like, are you not getting it?
I get it.
People are just out here to pay their rent.
I know.
They don't give a fuck about comedy like this. Look at bro, we're talking about the staff. Look at comics. Look at how all the comics right now are focused on everything but comedy. Let me figure out I'm not going to go down the tirade again, but everybody's fucking making memes, nigga. And then, I had You want to know what yesterday was, bro? The show wasn't the greatest, but yesterday was everything comics dream about when they get into it. I was around some of the best genuine people. It was so here in the club, it was myself, Michael Moses, and Sam Norton. Solid group of people right there already. Then after the show, because it wasn't really popping, we hung out for a bit, and then we start to leave. And then for whatever reason, Sam, he's like, we're comics, so I try and take the stairs as much as I can because we're comics, and we're not really doing much throughout the day. But he's on the 12th floor of the hotel.
Yeah,
I'm on the 11th,
I get it.
and so I'm like, you know what? F it, I'll go with you. And then Moses, who was about to take the elevator, he's like, you guys are walking. F it, I'll walk with you. We go up one flight of steps, and there's a banquet because we're in a hotel, and there's a banquet hall on the second floor. And Moses is like, yo, there's a party going on in here. Let's just poke our head in and see what's going on. We walk in, there's a comedian on stage. And we're like, is that Mark? And it's Mark Anthony Synagoga, who, if you don't know, look him up online. He's absolutely crushing it right now. Okay.
Just so you know.
That's on you, nigga.
Oh, we were using
Number one producer in the game, low battery, you bitch.
Yeah, but we were using it on.
Why wasn't it charged?
Because
You're not that bright. I don't know how you get by on the other fucking productions that you're on, but you slip up so much around me, and I love you like a brother though, so you know what. Sometimes I just be worried. I'm like, I hope this nigga doesn't. Imagine Gaethje's on the fucking set, and you just be like, yo, dog.
yo, you know what's crazy?
Tell me that happened.
Okay.
I
It
love
wasn't
you, bro.
with Gaethje, but one of the podcasts.
Yeah.
So I go through the settings of the cameras because I know this camera. So
Will this last, by the way? Are we able to?
no, we're cooked. I got OBS running and I got Google up.
So what, do we need to plug it in?
Yeah, but there's no plug.
You nigga. Should we just turn that off for the rest of it?
We can. I gotta go grab the cable.
Yeah,
though.
go grab that cable.
But let me.
It's all falling apart. Yo, let's take a break. Let's take a cut, and then we'll get back into it. All right, we're back. It looks a little different, but whatever. You can figure it out. You're all good?
I'm all good.
Thanks.
Actually, it just went down.
No, don't tell me that.
It's at 8% now, but it says plugged in battery is not charging.
Because there's not enough juice.
Yeah, this is a weak.
Nah, you're fired. All right, I fired Dante. Now we're back, and things are back. We don't know what we're doing, you know what I mean? But we're figuring it out. Anyways, back to the story. So we go into the banquet, and then we see Mark Anthony Synagoga on stage, and we're like, what the is happening right now? There's a whole other comedy show up here, and we'll be honest, Mark wasn't doing too hot. Mark's a great comedian, so this does not reflect on who he is as a comic. But what it was a private corporate Christmas party, and so we're just watching Mark laughing in the back and stuff, and then we see this guy sitting at the DJ booth with like a bow tie on and like a floral shirt. And then we're just watching, and then like 10 minutes after we're just standing there, the guy goes like, oh, yo, and just runs over to us. It's Jesse Singh.
Hey.
So now Jesse Singh, Mark, Sam, Moses, and myself, we after Mark gets off stage, they finish whatever they have to do with the corporate thing, but they have like a whole banquet room to themselves next door. They had booze and food and all this stuff, and like a computer set up with speakers and stuff. And we were in there till like 1 a.m, bro. Just
I like how you're gonna say DJ, but then you're like a computer set up with speakers.
yeah, it was like a DJ setup. No, it's just a computer with speakers.
Respects.
And it was like, it was the comedy conversations, it was the life conversations, and we're all like in the game. All of us over a decade.
Yeah.
Like well over a decade now, like a few years past now. And it's like just all reflecting, going around the table, like sharing stories of how we got here, like bigging each other up.
Yeah.
And just bruh. And you know what? There really is a renaissance happening right now, bro. Because even the guys that are blowing up or have blown up off of memes and meme culture and all this stuff, the comics are hurting right now, like in their heart. I've had so many conversations now where all these dudes, because like it's past a threshold now.
The bubble is popping.
The bubble, it's not just the bubble is popping, it's that now people finally realize when you build an audience that's there for your memes and your online stuff, if you haven't already established yourself as a comedian, it will be so much harder for you to take that audience and pivot them into a stand-up audience now. They show up to your shows and it's harder for them, like the amazing conversations, especially like from Mark, because he's found a lot of success now online from making these memes and stuff. But it was great to pick his brain, and all of us were like just asking him and getting his honest feedback. Yeah. And all the conclusion that we all came to is like and even himself, how grateful he is that he built an audience and an established reputation through comedy first. And then people found his memes and sketches and stuff on top of that. Yeah. Because when he goes to shows or when they go to shows, they're expecting comedy. They're not there and being like, we're like, bro, I saw a Boss's comedy special. I think we talked about this. And people were like, yo, the card jokes, this and that. I'm like, damn, nigga. I hope but again, a boss is very smart, so I see him pivoting when he needs to. Yeah. There's comics out there that don't do that.
He addresses it off the top. And then he's like,
you're not gonna hear just cars. Yeah. and you know what? And he's strong enough to keep them. Yeah. But these people that haven't put the focus on comedy so that they can build an audience and put all their focus on sketches, well, great. Your sketches are great. And now you're trying to fill an audience to watch you tell jokes. And they got tomatoes in their back pocket. Or even worse, they're not gonna come see you live again. They'll just scroll. Great. You got people that are...
they unfollow you.
Who are we talking to? Was it Rouse that said he has a homie that has all this success?
Yes.
But he couldn't convert it into ticket sales. Yeah. He's like, I built up all these hundreds of thousands of followers. None of them will buy tickets to my...
Millions.
Millions? And none of them will buy tickets to shows. Yeah. Congrats, you're a memer in a world of comedy. Anyways, that's this week's comedy recap. So go support live comedy wherever you are, because literally the next Chappelle or Bill Burr or whoever your favorite is in your neighborhood right now, and they just need a little bit of support so they don't kill themselves. We'll move on here to... Let's do comedy news right now. Okay. Let's do a little bit of comedy news. And again, it's funny that we're doing this 2 weeks in a row when really don't like to get into news of stuff. But I gotta big up the OG, the legend in the making, Anthony Jeselnik. Salutes to a real comedian, Anthony Jeselnik, who in the midst of the Joe Rogan hype train and the mothership and Kill Tony and friggin' Bad Friends and all, like, the podcast blows up and all these people that that were established comedians and now are podcasters. Because it means, like, it's great that we're building our platform and we're being honest about what we're experiencing on the come up. That means something, and it's necessary, especially in a world where everybody coming up now is trying to go that mainstream route. Yes. But what is equally, if not more important right now, is for people like Anthony Jeselnik, people who are already established, people who are friends with Joe Rogan and Tony and all these guys who are literally friends. He said, I'm friends with Bobby Lee and what's his name? Santino. He's like, I'm homies with them. I'll never do their podcast because what the is that shit? Go on there and talk about horse for an hour to 2 hours. I love Joe. Joe is one of my greatest friends. I will never do that podcast again. And if you listen to Joe Rogan, like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, that needs to be fucking said and done by people in those upper spaces. Because it holds more weight. It holds more weight when Corey Holcomb is on a big platform being like, Dave Chappelle, you're throwing your weight around.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir, but are you going to tell any jokes? it carries more weight when people are in these spaces.
You're mild.
It's like, cause bro, it's everything that I've been screaming at, and from this bottom rung of comedy, I'm still working my way up. But at least now, I'm so grateful that, like, I know what to stay away from, and I'm comfortable, bro. Cause now I know that none of it means anything. When you get in, you really think Just for Laughs is everything. Netflix is everything. The Comedy Store is everything. And it's not that they're nothing. It's not that they're not, like, they don't hold weight or anything like that. But people really need to understand, bro, whatever you do, if you don't get to touch the peak of what that thing is, it doesn't mean that you're not elite at what you do. You got to understand that these spaces, once they get big enough and mainstream enough, unless you are trying to be mainstream, it's not for you. It's just not for you. If you can really wrap your mind around that and get comfortable with that notion, you are fucking golden. Because somebody like Anthony Jeselnik, who arguably has way more to lose than us who are building, for him to vocally be like the Joe Rogan podcast sphere, the way that all these podcasters are operating, what comedy has turned into this mainstream garbage feed, this dumping ground of content and no substance. These comedians that are calling themselves comedians but couldn't fucking hold a candle to the people that they look up to. And it's not that they need to be as good as a George Carlin or a Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy or Louis C.K. or whatever. But bro, do you not understand that those people that you look up to, they have such a reverence, love, and respect for this craft, not in any way, shape, or form the way most of these people do.
Yeah.
They're in this for clout. They're screaming to the rooftops when their follower accounts do this and that, or this video hit 1 million views and all that shit. No substance behind it. No real passion behind it. Nigga, you're mild.
Why are you yelling?
Can you play the Jeselnik shit? I love that you moved the laptop away. Like, you have enough battery for that, don't you? Number 1 producer in the game.
Yeah.
9% battery life.
9%. I'm a 9%er.
That's hilarious. While you open this up and get the clip ready, ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful Black Zeus merch. You can cop it live or DM me, and I'll ship it to you wherever you are. I'm working on my merch store right now. 2025 is going to be a lot more proper and professional. I've been at this long enough, and I've been taking it seriously, but I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
You're really
no Jay-Z. Nigga, I'm ahead of it. Don't worry. It's that one single philosophy. Everything else, throw it in the garbage. Yeah, Jay-Z, yeah, next, boy. But can we get all the guys that prop these people up? Once again, we're just going to talk about Diddy and Jay-Z, or what about the white dudes that gave them their positions? Lucian Grange.
You're at 6%. You want to play this clip real quick?
Yeah, let's play this clip. But put the mic to it. Or I will.
It'll pick up.
Just in case.
Right.
Relationship to comedy is pretty arm's distance. I have my openers. I have people that I know at the store, but I don't really engage with a lot of comedy. And that's mostly my reticence to do podcasts, to do the podcast rounds, where a lot of comics, it's like you have your same 5 guests and they're all big and huge. I never wanted to be part of the Rogan's crew. So I kind of just stay back, stay doing my own thing.
A loner?
This is actually one of the, this is not even like the wild take, you know? Like, he was on a podcast, which I don't know. I don't know, but he really went off with his honest, and it wasn't like he was disrespectful either. Jeselnik is an acquired taste. I have always loved his comedy. I have watched all his specials minus this new one. I really have to go and watch it. And I've always really enjoyed Jeselnik, but he's never been someone that I'm like, I gotta pay attention to watch this guy. But like, hearing this stuff, I'm like, nigga, I want to work with this guy, bro. Like, no, play the other one.
What other one?
Number 1 producer in the game. You fucking.
What other one? You said you.
We had 2.
No, you said don't use this one. Use the
I didn't say
second.
don't use the other one. I said open up a new tab for another one.
Oh, okay.
Number 1 producer in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Please hire Dante for your. No, that's, actually hire this nigga because he is fire. And I'm just being a piece of garbage.
Oh no, this is the same one. Yeah, these are the
Number 1 producer in the game. This is gonna be my new favorite fucking diss to you because you actually are such a great help to me.
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just. Okay, it's recording. All right, we're good. Build it as we fly it.
You're my favorite.
And yes, I did mention Joe Rogan, guys. Do not get me wrong. I like Joe. Joe's my friend. Joe's a good guy. But if you listen to his podcast, you're a f***ing loser. My brother-in-law is Joe Rogan's biggest fan. Never misses an episode. Doesn't think 4 hours is long enough.
I love the delivery of that. Like Jeselnik.
My brother-in-law is Joe Rogan's target demographic. My brother-in-law is a conspiracy theorist. A crazy conspiracy theorist. Like, my brother-in-law refuses to become an organ donor because he swears that if you get into an accident and the paramedics see that you're an organ donor, they won't try to save your life. Because they want to use your organs to help someone else.
Have you ever heard that one?
It's insane.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But I can't argue with him. He's a paramedic.
Bro, there's not many comics left that can hit that left turn, just like that blind, like you think you know where he's going. Jeselnik, you have absolutely no idea. The only thing you know is wherever he takes you, the punch is going to be so funny and not what you were expecting. He's so elite at the misdirect.
Yeah.
Like so elite. I feel like he's more of an acquired taste, especially his early. We're done with the laptop stuff. His earlier stuff, I feel like is more of an acquired taste because he was more on the shock side. But he was like, none of his stuff is shock for the sake of shock. I think he's even said this. Like, if you're just out there trying to shock, like that's a hack. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much more nuance to it, and he's absolutely flowers for Anthony Jeselnik for actually having some balls and being at his status and saying what he's saying. Because, I mean, we're all seeing what's taking place. It's friggin', this clout machine sucks. Comedy has turned mainstream, and when you get that, you get less people that are in it for why it existed in the first place. Now it's a vehicle for money and fame and whatever.
Yeah. Which is the opposite of what it...
Which is funny. No, bro, but it was always a vehicle for that, but...
No, but I mean, some people don't even do it because they want to be funny.
Correct,
They do it because they want to be famous.
You know what, though? I feel like it's show business, so there was always that element.
Yeah, but
It just feels less authentic now. I think, and I think it's social media.
But I feel like there are some comedians that get into the game because they want to be funny.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah. So
But,
I think
there's so many more now getting into it because
they can be
social
famous.
media and clout.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because before it took so much more effort. Now you just turn on your phone and you're a comedian, quote unquote.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you literally had to go to clubs, you had to like get entrenched in the thing. And I think even that has more merit. If you're just trying to get famous or whatever, it still took a lot more effort.
Through the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that I think is more warranted. There's more substance behind that type of fame.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone can go viral tomorrow and they just started yesterday.
Yep.
You know, and like, what are you really prepared for? What are you ready for?
You're not for anything.
Nothing.
I'm barely prepared.
Nothing. What time is it? Yo, it's already 5:30, and I really need to take a nap before the show, bro.
We're at like 40, 50 minutes.
All right, yeah. So we'll do one final segment, and then we'll get on out of here. It's a segment we do here every week on the podcast, if you've been paying attention. It's called Poll Results. Every Tuesday on my Instagram story feed and on the community tab on YouTube, we post an interactive poll question. A lot of the times it's about comedy. Sometimes it's just about life. And other times it's just random goofiness. We ask you guys what you think, and then we discuss the results right here on the podcast every Wednesday. And this week's poll question actually plays off of last week's. I really enjoyed last week, so I wanted to get a follow-up because last week's was what's more important to have as an adult, driver's license or a passport.
Yeah.
Unanimous was driver's license.
Driver's license.
So this is kind of a play on that. What's more important, explore all of the country you live in or explore and travel the world?
Ooh.
So before we get to the results, what do you vote on?
I personally feel like it's more important to travel the world than to travel the country you live in.
Okay.
I feel like you'll get a wider scope of human beings traveling the world than you would just traveling Canada. Now, it's nice to travel Canada.
Of course, especially in a country like Canada, like the scenery,
Canada's
the landscape,
massive.
yeah. And the land, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
Like coast to coast.
Yeah, but there's gorgeous places all over the world with different cultures. We're spending 30
And
minutes.
that, I think, is the important thing.
Yeah,
Because culture is perspective. And if you
Yeah,
have no
exactly.
perspective, you're f***ed in this world.
exactly.
That's where you get like bigotry and just small-minded, small-town thinking.
Yeah.
Just,
So that's why I think it's better to travel the world, even though Canada is massive. You probably it'll take a long time to see all of Canada.
all of Canada? Hell yeah, bro.
And most people don't even go to none of it.
It's funny because I do actually want to see Northwest Territories. I want to experience like a 24, 48 hours in a place where the sun doesn't go down.
I want to experience when it's down for a month.
You're hilarious. We just go the opposite time of the year.
No, but it'd be sick. I want to see both.
Yeah. You know where I really want to go? Norway.
Norway, interesting.
I want to see the Northern Lights out there.
But there's Northern Lights in Northwest Territories.
No, not like, yeah, and you know what? Not even Norway. I think it's Iceland. Iceland is the one where it's like, bro, all the most gorgeous, like,
What about the
aurora-
ones we had here?
Yeah, we have really, yeah, of course. And I'm sure if I go to BC and see some mountainous aurora borealis, I'd be like, this is it. But because I love aurora borealis for whatever reason. I have since I was a kid. So I've just like looked all over the world, wherever they are. The Iceland pictures are always the most fire.
True.
And that's where like the outdoor hot springs
hot
and
springs,
like
yeah.
all out, bruh.
Yeah, but you could do that in the Caribbean too. I did that once.
Fair
I
enough.
got traumatized because they had like a sulfur spring, like hot tub.
Yeah,
And so they have like the hot water come through these like bamboo pipes
yeah.
that are above you. And a crab fell into the tub that I was in.
You know what freaks girls out every time they go to like Cuba or one of these like cheap little Spanish resorts, or like the lizards and the geckos and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And just everywhere, crawling everywhere. I always hear like horror stories. It's on my. You always see on someone's feet. It's on my
The tiniest
curtain.
little like
Yeah.
iguana.
It's a little
It's a
gecko.
tiny lizard.
But yeah, I definitely agree. I think perspective is the important thing, and
Yeah.
you get more of that, or at least a wider scope of perspective by just traveling the
You get a
world.
bigger perspective. 'Cause
Yeah.
You see more.
Yeah, definitely.
If you travel Canada, you're mostly just gonna see more white people.
Yeah, but
In
I'm
different
not
settings.
traveling Canada to see the people. I'm traveling Canada to see Canada.
I know.
I mean, you will see the people
But I think the people is what's most important. Because if you go to like, okay.
because they give you context to what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to like, you go and see how the people live in Jamaica.
Jamaica,
You go and see how the
Jamaica,
people live in Japan and
Japan, Japan,
Jerusalem, Johannesburg.
Joanne.
I don't know any other J spots.
You know what's funny?
Jakarta.
Yeah, like that's one of the things that came. I was on this little date, and that's one of those subjects that came up on the date. It's like
Jakarta?
no, where you'd want to travel, and Japan was like the second spot I mentioned.
Oh, where was the first?
Ethiopia.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go to Ethiopia,
you
bro.
kinda have to do
I
that.
need to like I'm
You know,
Ethiopian.
I'll have to go to Japan if you don't go to
I'm
Ethiopia.
Ethiopian. Both my parents. I was born in Greece, and I've been to Greece multiple times, and I haven't been to Ethiopia, and that hurts my soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I have to check that out, especially like bro, with all the history I've been learning over the past 2 years specifically.
All that culture.
I need to go from Ethiopia. Like I need to go all the way from Nubia up until Kemet.
He'll be up into coming.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
I need to make the pilgrimage that all my ancestors made. But yeah, so this week's poll question, once again, just to freshen up, what's more important? Explore all of the country you live in or explore and travel the world? And the results are 20% said explore the country you live in and 80% said check the world out. Yeah, bish. Get up and go see the world, man, because what the hell are you doing just stuck in a... It scares me, man. Small town mentality scares me, bro. Like, scares me. I have some family that haven't really left, like, small town, and I talk to them all the time.
A small town in Canada.
Yeah.
Are they from somewhere else?
I mean, we're African, bro. They're my family. So
I know.
So, like, was like, specifically, I have some family here in London,
I know, but they.
and it's like, bro, they haven't been outside of London. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
crazy.
need to go see.
No, I know some people that like they grew up in Milton, lived in Milton,
died in Milton. Like it'll happen. Like it'll just happen that
Yeah.
way. Like I don't get, especially for a small town.
I know like some of my neighbors, they're like, yeah, I went to your high school 20 years ago. What? That's crazy. And then
And you're
pictures
here
like on the wall.
You never got out.
But they don't have to.
Yeah, I guess.
They live a nice life.
What used to be a bombastic life for me, like by the time I was 22, I'd moved 13 times, and that's multiple countries, cities, schools, all these things, and it was really hectic for me. And then when I started to really like fix myself in life and look in the mirror and address all that stuff, at first it felt like a burden. I'm like, damn, bro, moving around was such a burden on my life. And then I'm realizing how much of a godsend it was because I had so much perspective by the time I had hit 20 that most of my friends could never even have imagined. And you know what's messed up? I'm only just now in my 30s really acknowledging and living that. And it's in the world of comedy specifically, bro. Like not many people are out here daily doing reflection, meditation, and all that stuff, like bettering, like we all say we are, but like to actually be doing that work, the reason that you're here with me, bro, is because I know you're doing that work. I can't really be surrounded by people who aren't doing the work properly day in, day out. And that sounds exhausting or whatever, but realistically, like if you're breathing, nigga, and you're not doing that, then you're just moving and you're at the mercy of whatever moves you. I move myself at this point. You can go F yourself, nigga. Like
I move myself.
I move
You can go
myself.
F yourself.
Like it's a necessity.
That was a bar and a half.
Timestamp that for me. Oh, you can't.
I can. I got it open on my...
Number one producer in the game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. It actually hurt. You know what's messed up? It hurts me more than I feel like it actually hurts you to say. Because I know you actually don't take it seriously. I'm like, I hope he doesn't take it seriously. That's the type of person I am. I'll still roast you, but I'll feel bad about it the whole time. Oh, like that's my brother. I hope he knows I'm just joking. But yeah, that's this week's comedy recap, this week's comedy news and poll results. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the podcast. Once again, on location from Yuk Yuk's in London, Ontario. Check out the club if you're in the area. Check out any Yuks across Canada and check out any comedy club wherever you are. Go support live comedy. Yeah, bitch. Go watch the new episode of Black Zeus to Show on the channel right now. New clips all week long. Thank you again. Salutes to the over 1,000 beautiful people that have subscribed to the channel. We are still on the up. Bro, do you understand? Like, to me, we hit 1,000, which means we hit 1,000,000.
Yeah.
Like, this is how, like, you prove things out on a small scale, and then you just scale up. Yeah. I've done this in comedy now.
Well, once we hit 100, we hit 1,000.
We hit 1,000. And once we hit 1,000, we hit 100K. Once we hit 100K, like, I'm telling you, it's how it... As long as you keep moving and progressing, then it will happen.
Yeah.
But it can't happen without y'all. So love you. Thank you. Tell your friends. If they're comedy fans, then this is the place they should be. Get the frig off that world page.
I can't
leave it alone. You suck. ESPN of comedy. That I think I've said this every week now. It pisses me off. We'll see if this makes it in the episode. Before we get out of here, though, any final words? You girl.
No. What was it? 47? 3 more.
3 more.
To season 6. That's crazy.
6 years of this show, bro.
Yeah.
That was wild. It took 6 years. A boss told me it takes 7 years to really grow a podcast. He wasn't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't lying. But yeah, what are your final thoughts?
Stay along for the ride.
And where can the people find you online?
You can find me online at Zeus Dante, CHEZDANTE. Follow your boy.
Hey, and I'm AKA Black Zeus on all the socials, but right here is the place to be on YouTube. So make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the like, leave a comment. It helps us fight Mr. Algorithm. And if you got the means and you really are interested, go check out AKA Black Zeus on Patreon. Help us get to new locations around the world, because I promise you, we're really plotting some fun stuff for next year. And if you want to see what comedy is like around the world, this is the place to be. But until then, deuces.
This is Black Zeus, the podcast season 5.